You're offered the ability to absorb the knowledge of any book you touch instantly. But the way it works is that time freezes and won't unfreeze until you finish reading the book cover to cover. Do you accept this power/curse? Why or why not? So I can move freely when time is frozen? Or am I stuck there reading? 'Cause if it's the former, what's the problem? If the latter, I can learn a lot of skills easily. Or freeze time by touching Clifford and having a nap. I can't see a downside either way. Let's say you only speak/read English. You touch an ancient Chinese manuscript that even modern literates can't read. How do you learn the language? Does it count if you just look at all the characters? You could die before finishing it, and you'd be lonely, frustrated, and bored until then. Edit. People. This post is over a week old. To address some repeating comments, I've already explained how you could, not would, still die. Time doesn't stop for you, or else you wouldn't be able to read, meaning you age and need to eat/drink as well. And if time is stopped for everything but you, can you still eat things operating at absolute zero on an atomic level? How does time work for everything, including you in this situation? I've already explained how the ancient Chinese manuscript was an extreme example. The same situation applies to anyone who can't read anything, people who can't read other languages or even written word, and people slow to learn. What does it mean to read? What if you physically, educationally, or developmentally can't? Hopefully this curbs the "but you wouldn't die/ancient manuscripts" is bull comments. I was hoping for more conversation on the monkey's paw/great area aspects. That's what makes these posts fun. We're both looking forward to conversation, not just shooting down a premise. If you're a very slow learner and a reader, and have you touched a book in some other language, would you get old till you are done deciphering and reading it? Will you go from 10 years to 90 years in just the flash of normal time? Probably not. It's instant absorption of the knowledge, so to other people it seems like you didn't age or anything. So here is the caveat: it's instant absorption of the information in the book, right? If it's in another language, and not a book about learning that language itself, wouldn't you need to scour to find books on learning that specific language, touch them, then read them cover to cover, in order to be able to come back to the original book to read it cover to cover? How long would that take? Especially if time is frozen. You can't drive or ride a bike to somewhere that might have the books you're looking for. You can only walk, right? I'm certain that I'm overthinking this, but I feel like this could get very convoluted very quickly. I guess the instant absorption works by freezing time, looking at the book page to page until you've read it, and then the time unfreezes after you've soaked everything in. And while all this happens, you don't age for some reason. Is that what you were saying? Sorry, English is my second language. My take on it is more about touching a book that is in a language you are not familiar with. If I touched a book, for instance, written in Japanese, a language I have zero frame of reference to understand, I would absorb the knowledge of the information in the book immediately. But I would not then be able to read it since I can't read Japanese. So would time stayed frozen until I could get my hands on several volumes of books teaching me Japanese, all the way from novice to expert, so that I could then go back and read the original book that I had touched. To further this, what if I touched this original book in Japanese out in a cabin in the middle of nowhere? How could I go about obtaining books on teaching me that language so that I could read the original text? This could conceivably take years of my life. As someone who used to love to read and could finish large books in a day or two, but now struggles to pick up any book and finish it, this sounds like a nightmare. If you get bored of the book or can't focus, or in general don't feel like finishing the book right away, you're stuck alone, frozen in time. What if your own body continues to age while everything else is frozen? What if you touch a really long book that's difficult to read? What if you accidentally touch a book in a language you don't understand? How long would you be stuck frozen in time trying to learn a new language? What if you're alone for a couple of years, wishing you can go back to normal? And when time did unfreeze afterwards, how much would you have changed in that time while your loved ones were oblivious? While it's possible that you would be more motivated to read in order to continue your life, which is a positive, there seems like too many risks involved unless you also get other superpowers like instantly knowing other languages, faster reading comprehension. What the nuances of this power would be such as if you touched multiple books, would time be frozen until you finished all of them, or does only one at a time count? I want time to stop, which means time stopping and everyone freezing in place. Time stops. Oh no, time has stopped and stuff isn't moving to make sound, just like I expected. How terrible. It's not a monkey's paw at all. You pause time and the only downside is the minor inconvenience of I guess I have to finish reading this book, which is just an experience. It's not a woe to me. My hubris is my downfall. How can I hope to retain my sanity throughout this experience? And you can take breaks to go fuck around and time stop. Just wear gloves and keep one of those mini child picture books in your pocket and touch it whenever you want to pause time. So a few questions here. So I'm limited to the knowledge I can get from straight up reading the book, right? If I touch a book on karate, I don't know karate. I just get to read a book on karate in a time-frozen world. And if I touch a book on rocket design, I'm not gonna understand anything I wouldn't understand just reading it. Is this just physical books? So if I want to read normally, I do in a book. If I want the magic adventure, I do a book. Do I physically age the normal amount of time when reading? Like if I read for years, am I aging faster than everyone in the normal world? Or do I get free extra years of reading added to my normal lifespan? Also, do I need to eat in frozen time world, and can I eat frozen time food? My first instinct is that I'd accept, but I'd use it mainly for non-reading activities, and the extra reading time would just be a bonus. I'd probably keep a small copy of Go Dog Go in my pocket at all times for emergencies. Touch it, save all the kids from the burning school bus, then read it to restart time again.